Hey guys, guess what? It's finally time for a new video. Hey friends, welcome back to Vinyl Eyes. I am Jarrett New, and you guys are my awesome viewers. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I know it's been about 3 weeks, a month, since I've made a video, and as you can see, I am safely here in Texas, so all of that is good, and I'm still slowly kind of building up the studio here. I got a lot of computer equipment and film equipment and stuff. I still need to build the record wall, so that normal shot that you guys are used to seeing with the records behind me in the background, I haven't set that up just yet, so that's coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, I just want to kind of give you an update video, let you know how I'm doing, which is awesome. And also, I kind of had an idea for a video, and it's sitting right here. So basically, this is like a little traveling crate of my most prized records, my top shelf records, the records that I really care the most about, and I didn't even want to risk putting them in the moving truck. I had these in my car in the air condition the entire time we were driving, and whenever we would stop at a hotel, I would bring this crate in the hotel with me so that the records can continue to stay in air conditioning. So long story short, I love these records the most out of my entire collection. I wish this crate would have been bigger so I could have fit more stuff in there, but basically these are my favorite records within my collection. So I just want to kind of share them with you guys in this, long kind of ranting video, and I hope you don't mind. And hopefully if you have the patience to watch this video, then I'll share with you some of these cool bands that I really love and that I've discovered over the years. If you want, you can play the video kind of in the background or with headphones on and multitask and do something else. I'm totally cool with that. Before I open this, I just want to say the song of the day today is going to be Hurt by Johnny Cash. It was originally done by 9 Inch Nails, but I think Johnny Cash did a really great version of the song. And if you guys have a song of the day suggestion, go ahead and drop it in the comments down below, and you might see it in a future video. All right, so let's open this sucker up. So the first thing we're gonna see here is this one. This is The Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King, and it's a 10-inch, really cool little record. I picked this one up at Amoeba probably about 1.5 years ago, something like that, and this is like one of his most famous songs, and this was actually specifically a record store day release. See, there's the back of it right there, and it's a 10-inch record. I'm not gonna take out every single one of these records because this video would be way too long, but as you can see right there, it says mono on this side, and then on this side, stereo. So the original Thrill Is Gone was actually recorded in mono, so that's pretty cool. I might do a video very soon about the difference between mono records and stereo records. The big question that I had when I first started collecting records was, can I play mono records on a stereo 2-speaker setup? And the answer to that is yes, you can. So mono records, if you want to buy them, like the Beatles mono records or something like that, and you just have a normal 2-speaker stereo setup, you can totally play these, no problem. They'll just have basically the same level on both the left and right speaker. So this is a cool little record, and I was really happy to find it at Amoeba. All right, the next record in here is by Mariama. Now, I have a really cool fan of the show, a really cool viewer named VJ, and he, I believe, lives in Germany, unless he moved. But a few years back, he sent me this record, and he actually had Mariama, this French musician, sign it for me up here. And it says, "For Jarrett, keep up the good work, Mariama." So any kind of signed records that I have, I tend to value those quite a bit because they, the artist took the time to actually give me a nice little message there. So Mariama is a pretty cool little band. She's I think from Paris, France, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, this is pretty cool music. It's very chill, very kind of folksy. Yeah, I really like it. It's kind of hard to explain, but Mariama, her stuff is pretty cool. And this little 10-inch has 5 tracks on it. So Mariama, check her out if you like stuff that's kind of folksy, kind of raspy female vocals. I don't know what I like about it. Just kind of acoustic guitar, just really beautiful music. So go ahead and check her out if you get the chance. Mariama. And that's called Moments Like These, and it's the 10-inch. Okay, so this is a band that I've talked about many times on this channel, the Parlour Trick. Now, I've actually got both versions of the Parlour Trick on here. One of them is the black and gold version, which is like really rare and really beautiful. And then the other one is the blood red version, which is also really beautiful. And I've mentioned these in who knows how many videos, countless videos before, and I really love this band. I think Meredith Yayanos and Dan Cantrell are, really talented musicians, and I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they make a lot of great music in the future. But yeah, there's just something spooky and kind of haunting about this record, and so I have both versions here. I didn't want to take any risks on them getting, warped or anything like that, so I kept them in air condition the entire time. So the Parlour trick, the name of the album is called A Blessed Unrest. Definitely check them out. You can listen to the digital tracks on Bandcamp. The vinyl might be kind of hard to find now, but it's a cool band. All right, moving on. We've got Madeleine Peyroux. So this is her album called Careless Love. Now, she's got a really great voice. Her music is kind of like cafe, lounge, kind of jazz, kind of a little bit bluesy. Really good. She's one of those musicians that a lot of people will put down one of her records to kind of test their vinyl equipment. This is kind of like an audiophile type record. So yeah, this is a really great record. Of course, it's pressed by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, and you know that because it's got this banner across the top that says Original Master Recording. So all of their stuff has that banner across the top. So yeah, this one is really cool. I actually found this one also in the crates at Amoeba. I was like in the blues and jazz section near the back and found this gem in there, and I was like, oh, I know, I had to pick it up. I think it was maybe like 35 bucks, maybe 38, which is a little bit pricier than most records, but it's MoFi, so totally understandable. And yeah, this one's really good. It's a gatefold, so when you open it up here, you got a lot more artwork of Madeleine Peyroux. And then on the back, you've got the track list right here. Also says Original Master Recording. So yeah, this is a really cool record. And I haven't looked it up online recently, but it might be kind of rare now, or it might not. I'm not sure. But I love my copy of it. If you like bluesy jazz stuff, give Madeleine Peyroux a chance. All of her stuff is really good. All right, moving right along, we've got this one. This is actually the case it did come in. This is kind of a thicker outer sleeve. And this is the band called Mr. Twin Sister. I guess this is the debut album. This is like the self-titled album, and this is really cool. I really like this music. It's down-tempo, it's relaxing, it's kind of like modern jazz, just really good kind of laid-back lounge type music, like modern lounge music. Really cool. It's kind of like Portishead, but like more bright and happy and colorful. It's got that same kind of like, and this is the funny thing about music, it's so hard to explain, but I'll try. It's kind of got a very hip, modern sound to it, and it's very clean and really beautiful. So in this particular record, and of course it comes on clear vinyl, and clear vinyl looks really cool, especially if you got like a cork mat underneath it. So on this particular record, I really like playing side A. So all the songs on side A are thebomb.com. They're really good. Side B, I gotta be honest, I haven't actually listened to the whole side of B because I don't know, it's like the sound kind of changed a little bit. So if you get your hands on this particular record, I would recommend pretty much just stick to side A because that's where the really good tracks are. So Mr. Twin Sister, the debut or self-titled record, if you can get it on clear vinyl, if Amazon still has it, I highly recommend you pick it up. It's really good. So, moving on, we've got, of course, Black Sabbath Paranoid. So, I actually got this record in San Antonio at a record shop. I'm forgetting the name of it now, but I made a video of me going there. Friends of Sound. That's the name of the place. And as far as I know, this is an original. It's a little beat up, a little worse for wear, but the record was still in great condition, which is the most important thing. So that's the cover right there. And of course, it is a gatefold. So you've got some artwork there in the middle of the band. Classic Black Sabbath. Everyone should know them by now. If you're watching this video and you've never heard a single Black Sabbath song, shame on you. You should definitely pause this video and go listen to this album. And then if you can find it at your local record shop, definitely pick it up. This is great. I mean, this one kind of put them on the map. The original, self-titled debut album of Black Sabbath, that one really got their career going, but this one just kind of cemented their musical legacy. It's got Iron Man on here, Planet Caravan, which is actually my favorite kind of chill out track by them. It kind of winds everything down, which is really cool. It's got Paranoid, of course, the title track. So yeah, just really great stuff. Electric Funeral. I love this album, so that's why I protected it in this little case. Excellent excellent music. All right, now this is a really cool record, yet again, founded at Amoeba, and this is Agnes Obel, and it is a dual record gatefold. So on this side, it's got AVENTINE, or AVENTINE, and then on this side, it's got PHILHARMONICS. So you get 2 records in one gatefold, which is really cool. And they're both on 180 gram vinyl, and it also had 2 CDs, which I have somewhere in a crate somewhere. So if you've not heard of Agnes Obel, she's really good. Listen to her song Riverside, and then you will be convinced that she is a incredible musician. So my favorite songs of hers are Riverside, and then of course AVENTINE and The Curse. The Curse is really good. You can find a video on YouTube where they're playing kind of like a live instrumental version of The Curse. I mean, it's not instrumental, but it's definitely live, and they're playing at this beautiful venue, and they have all their instruments all set up, and it's just a beautiful video. Hauntingly beautiful. That's how I would describe her sound. So Agnes Obel, PHILHARMONICS, and AVENTINE. If you find this one at your local record shop or you find it online, definitely pick it up. This one's awesome, and that's why I protected this one, kept it in the AC as well. So Agnes Obel, she's really cool. Next up, we got Iron Butterfly in Agata Divida. So what can I say about this one? I mean, this one's classic too. Really, really beautiful. As you can see, the jacket here is a little beat up. You know, it's kind of like splitting up there at the top. But like I said a second ago, the most important thing is the record, and the record itself is in great condition. And the track that I really care about the most is, of course, the title track, In Agata Divida. It is such an incredible song. It's like 16 or 17 minutes long, something like that, 16 minutes and 45 seconds, I'm not sure, but it is a beast of a song. It kind of reminds me of a lot of Tool songs that just keep going, and they just keep changing and evolving in these rhythmic patterns, and there's drum solos and everything. Incredible. So In Agata Divida is really, really cool. It's a great song, and I'm glad I have it on vinyl, and I'm glad the vinyl's in good condition, so there's very few clicks and pops or anything. Even though the jacket's kind of messed up right there, the record's in great condition. So yet again, also one of my prized possessions, Iron Butterfly. All right, next up, we've got Kings of Convenience. So this is a band from Bergen, Norway, and they're really good. If you like bands like Iron and Wine, Jack Johnson, really good like acoustic music. If you like Jose Gonzalez, he's another great musician, you're gonna love these guys. And also if you like Simon and Garfunkel, you're gonna like these guys as well. I'm a big fan of theirs. I have pretty much all 3 of their records, and you'll see the other 2 in here in a second. I have their 3 normal records, and then they have like a remix record. I didn't pick that one up because I like just like the stripped down normal acoustic versions of their songs. But yeah, this one's really, really good. All their stuff is great, but I would highly recommend picking up Declaration of Dependence if you really care about really good acoustic music with beautiful harmonies and just really good music. It's warm, it's friendly, it's inviting, you know, it's just really good, chill music. If you've had a stressful day at work, come home and play this, okay? You will just sink into a sea of sound, and it will just transport you to an island that's just away from all stress and all worry. So I can't recommend this record enough. Kings of Convenience are really good, and especially Declaration of Dependence. All right, next up, Sade. Of course, if you've watched any of my videos, I mentioned Sade in probably every single video. Sade and the Parlour Trick I've mentioned countless times. And so this is Diamond Life. Thankfully, super awesome fan of the show, Rod Rogers, sent me this, and he sent me a lot of other great Sade records, which we're gonna discover in a second. But yeah, this is a classic record. I actually have not listened to it yet. Can't wait to dive into this. But Sade's records are, because they haven't repressed them in a while, as far as I know. So a lot of her records are pretty rare now, and it's even rarer to find them in good condition. So I've inspected the record. It doesn't have, you know, scratches on it. It's in great condition, and even the jacket's in great condition. So Rod, thank you so much for sending this over. You can see some beautiful artwork there in the middle. And someone was saying in the comments of one of my other videos, you know, the name of the band is Sade, and then of course the main singer in the band is named Sade Adu, A-D-U. I believe that's how her name is pronounced. But yeah, technically the name of the band is Sade, and so there are other members of the band, the other gentleman right there. So yeah, I just had to point that out because, you know, people love those gotcha comments. So yeah, the whole band and everything she's doing is really awesome. So Sade, Diamond Life, right there. Had to protect it. All right, so next up, yet again, Sade. This is Soldier of Love. Haven't listened to this one either just yet, but I will. Once everything's all set up, I promise I will. So yeah, this one also very beautiful. So as you can see, more beautiful artwork there in the middle. And there's the back, pretty simple. Sade is amazing. So gotta listen to those two. This one I have listened to. Okay, so this one is Sade, Stronger Than Pride. This one is really, really good. I like this one too. I mean, there's not a single song that Sade has sang that I didn't like. You know, her voice is just like, it's like honey to my ears. It's like caramel. It's like, yet again, kind of like Kings of Convenience, just puts me into another place. So I love all of her music, and that's why I had to protect this one in this little traveling case while I was, you know, driving, because I couldn't risk records that are this beautiful being damaged at all. And thankfully, like I said, the other records didn't get damaged either, but, you know, it's good to take precautions. As a record collector, sometimes you latch on to certain records and you kind of protect them with your life. You know, I am no different in that sense. So Sade, Stronger Than Pride, another great album. The next two records are from a band called Beacon. Now, I got this one. This is the album, The Ways We Separate. Now, I got this one and also the other Beacon record from the record pressing company that they're represented by called, I think it's called Ghostly, like Ghostly Recordings or Ghostly Records or Ghostly International, something about Ghostly followed by something else. But I'm really glad that they sent me these in a mail time video because I really like this band, especially on this record. My favorite track on this one is called Drive. If you like modern, cool, kind of just good driving music, good music to think to and just kind of like get in the zone, highly recommend you check out the song Drive by Beacon, and that's spelled B-E-A-C-O-N. Not bacon, Beacon, right? Beacon, Drive. Check it out. The music video on YouTube is really cool. So this is their album, The Ways We Separate. Every single track on here is a stunner. It's really, really good. And then this album, I believe they came out with this one later. I think this is like their second or third album, and it's called Beacon Escapements. And this one's also really, really good. As far as this one, I don't really have a favorite on here. I need to listen to it a few more times, but I would actually say that the title track, Escapements, is really, really good. That's the one that kind of stands out to me, but they're all really, really good. So Beacon is a cool band that you guys should definitely check out. So it was worth protecting as well. All right, now these are really cool. If you guys are video game fans, if you love the dark and spooky stuff like I do, if you love survival horror video games, then this is Silent Hill, original video game soundtrack, which of course the music was from Konami Digital Entertainment, and of course Mondo, or Mondo Tees, or Mondo Deathwaltz, they are the company that actually pressed this. So I was really happy to get my hands on this one. This is a really cool record. I really like it, and I loved the video game back in the day. I never played the first one, but I did play Silent Hill 2, and really, really good stuff. So just dark and spooky, atmospheric kind of music. Yeah, Silent Hill is really awesome. So this is the soundtrack to the very first Silent Hill. And then this one is the one that I got very recently. Right before I left Arizona, I got this one, maybe like a month or two before I left. So this is Silent Hill 2, yet again pressed by Mondo Tees or Mondo Deathwaltz. And this game I did play. And this one's got, I think the main character's name is James, and he goes back to Silent Hill because his wife, even though she's deceased, she somehow mysteriously writes him a letter. And so he's like, what's going on? So he has to go back to Silent Hill, which was their favorite vacation town or something, to kind of unravel the mystery. And then of course shenanigans happen, but really good, dark and spooky music. It's got our favorite character there, Pyramid Head, which if you've played the game, you know who that is. You know, kind of a spooky character. And then on the back here, you got one of these, you know, nurses that are really like creepy looking. One of these nurses with like their head in bandages or whatever. But yeah, really cool music. Silent Hill 2. And I don't have a favorite on here either because the whole thing is just very atmospheric, very dark and spooky. I loved Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 4, The Room, kind of a miss for me. I didn't quite really get into it, but Silent Hill 2 and 3 were kind of my favorite. And what's cool is that they come on smoke and then also blood red and black vinyl, which is really, really cool. So this one's kind of like the Silent Hill fog color. Yeah, it's not smoke, it's fog. And then the other one It looks black right here, but if you hold it up to the light just right, you can kind of see it from your perspective there. You see that crimson blood red color? I mean, it's beautiful. This is what I love about vinyl, you know? A digital download cannot recreate this experience. Just incredible attention to detail in this record. So big fan of Silent Hill, big fan of Mondo, Deathwaltz, and a big fan of this particular release. Yeah, Silent Hill 2, really cool soundtrack. Of course, I had to protect it. All right, so we got Khruangbin, which is kind of a hard band name to pronounce, but really cool music. So is it Khruang? I keep calling it Khruangbin, but other people might pronounce it Khruangbin. But either way, this is their album, The Universe Smiles Upon You. Much easier to say that than the name of the band. This is a band actually from Houston, Texas, and their stuff is just so good. Their stuff is incredible. Now it's on like standard black vinyl, it's 180 grams, but their stuff is just, it's really chill, laid back. They get a lot of their influence from, I think it's like Thai, like 1960s Thai or Cambodian psychedelic rock music. It's either Thai or Cambodian, but they have a lot of Southeast Asian musical influences on this album and across the rest of their work. Very chill music, very mellow. You know, if you have a party going on or something like that, it's great background music. If you got friends coming over, it's good music that you can kind of have in the background and still kind of have a conversation going. But yet again, it also is really good if you want to listen to it with a good pair of headphones, and it rewards you for active listening too. Good for everything, just great music. So this is The Universe Smiles Upon You by Khruangbin. That's the way I'm going to keep pronouncing it, and really cool band. Highly recommend you guys check them out. All right, so now we got the first record I ever bought in my life. The very first record I ever bought, and I made a video about this. It's like one of the first videos on my channel. So this is Sade-Lovers Deluxe. Now, I know for a fact, last I checked, that this record is very rare now, and it's going for a good amount. Like, it might be going for over 100. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's pretty rare now. So this is pressed by Music on Vinyl, and I really like Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab and Music on Vinyl. Those two and Mondo Deathwaltz are the three that I really trust as far as quality when it comes to record pressing. If it's by some other company, I'm not really sure if it's going to be good or not, but if it's by one of those three companies, I know it's going to have good quality control. So yeah, Music on Vinyl is cool, and this record in particular is really good. I mean, what can I say about this that I haven't already said? Excellent record. Just the fact that it's so sentimental to me and that it was the first record I ever bought, that alone is reason to protect it, to guard it with my life, right? So it's got songs on here: No Ordinary Love, Feel No Pain, I Couldn't Love You More, Like a Tattoo. That first track right there, No Ordinary Love, really good. So Pearls is also really just, heartbreaking song, but really good. I mean, like I said, everything that Sade does just turns to gold, man. She's just awesome. So Sade, Love Deluxe. I love Deluxe. Good stuff. All right, next up, another Sade. This one is Lovers Rock. As far as I know, this one's also pretty rare. And these records keep falling on each other. What's going on? Stay still, guys. So this is Lovers Rock, and like I said, I think this one's pretty rare now. This one has a really good R&B feel to it, whereas Love Deluxe is still R&B, but it's a little more kind of classical. This one is more just like straight R&B, just very sensual kind of music. Good stuff, man. So, like I said, can't say enough good things about Sade. Definitely check her out if you haven't already. And if you find one of her records, just pick it up. If it's in good condition, snatch it out of that crate. All right, so I think this is our last Sade record in the bunch. So this is Sade Promise. Now I have listened to this one. This is one of the ones that Rod sent me. Thank you so much, dude. And my favorite song on this one already that I really love is Jezebel. And it is the very last song on side A, or side 1 of this record. This is a really great record, but Jezebel so far is my favorite track. That one and The Sweetest Taboo. But I already knew that one was good, but Jezebel was kind of like a hidden little gem. Among other diamonds, it was a little bit shinier, So Sade Promise is also another great record. If you see it, pick it up. All right, now switching tone a little bit here. This is like one of the very few ambient vinyl records that I have in my collection. So I have a ton of ambient music. I'm a big ambient fan. I love Robert Rich and Brian Eno and Steve Roach. I love all that kind of stuff, and I have a ton of their stuff on CD. But unfortunately, they don't have a lot of ambient music nowadays on vinyl. So on record store day, whenever I was down in Phoenix, and I came across this one at Stinkweeds Records, which is a really cool shop. It was brand new, it was sealed, and I was like, oh man, I've heard of course, Brian Eno, but I did not have Ambient 4 yet. I didn't even have it on CD, so I'm like, oh, I should pick this one up. And that was a really good decision because this one is like one of my favorites now. And the thing about ambient music on vinyl, when I'm listening to the music with headphones, if I hear one little click or pop, it kind of takes me out of the music a little bit. And I know that's a little bit like, I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my music listening, and usually I'm kind of forgiving with clicks and pops and scratches and stuff, but with ambient music especially, I don't want it to take me out of the experience. So this one is pristine. This one is mint. So it doesn't have any clicks or pops, and I've taken good care of it, and I've protected it in this case, so it's gonna still sound good for many years to come. So this is Ambient 4 On Land by Brian Eno, and a really cool record, and I'm glad that it's in mint condition, and I'm gonna listen to this many more times, kind of, fall asleep with headphones on, but then remember to lift the record needle so it doesn't keep going on and on. This is a cool record, Ambient 4. This next one is kind of ambient, but also I would say falls into the very unique category of dark jazz noir. So everyone knows what jazz music is, and darker music, of course, is a little bit grittier, but what is dark jazz? This kind of is belonging to its own category, and whenever I do like my top favorite records or top favorite albums, whatever, every time I do one of those lists, I usually include this one near the top, if not the #1 spot, because this is just such a unique album. I heard it a long time ago on a YouTube video, and I kind of just waited until they finally like repressed it on vinyl. I don't even know if it was pressed the first time, but I remember just being so excited hearing that it had been pressed to vinyl, and I actually bought it from a German website, and I had to translate the page into English using Google Translate just so I can kind of know what I was buying and make sure I was buying the right thing, and then had it shipped to my place. In the US, of course. So yeah, this is a German band, Bohren und der Club of Gore, and this is their album Sunset Mission, right? So this is really cool. Comes on 2 vinyl records, I believe. Yeah, 2 vinyl records. Wasn't mistaken. And just great music to listen to late at night. When you play this, it's like you immediately picture in your head those 1930s, 1940s, black and white crime detective kind of movies where the detective is smoking a cigarette or drinking a little glass of scotch, and he's hanging out by the window and it's raining, and he's thinking about the case that he never solved, and he's thinking about his long lost lover, or whatever. It's just that kind of mood is immortalized in this album. It's really cool. So if you like ambient music, if you like jazz music, if you like stuff that's a little bit darker, a little grittier, I've been listening to a lot of Cryo Chamber lately, which is kind of a more rare, kind of indie, obscure kind of label. Cryo Chamber and Atrium Carceri, stuff like that, that's like dark, ambient, noir music. You're definitely gonna like this. It's hard to explain, but it's really beautiful music, and it's got sounds of rain in there, thunder, all kinds of great stuff. I can't say enough good things about this record, and that's why I had to protect it when I was driving. So Bohren und der Club of Gore, Sunset Mission, definitely check them out, and you can listen to them right here on YouTube, so you can preview them before you track down the record. Now we got some other Kings of Convenience here. We've got 2 records. This is Quiet is the New Loud. This is, I think, this was the first record that they came out with. Really good music. Like I said, great harmonies, very chill music. Having a record like this, it brings out the warmth in your vinyl record setup. Your speakers will just sound warmer by playing this, A lot of people, when they get into vinyl for the first time, they talk about the warmth of vinyl. They talk about that kind of just more human nature. It seems like more alive. Well, this music is perfect for your turntable. You're gonna love this stuff. So if you love Iron and Wine, if you love Jack Johnson, if you like Jose Gonzalez, if you like acoustic stuff, you're gonna really like Kings of Convenience. They're really cool. So this is Quiet is the New Loud. I was really happy when I found this because it had not been repressed for a while, and it was like going for $200 on eBay. Those flippers were just trying to make some insane money off of it. Then finally, I just waited, and then like the next month or the month after that, it got repressed, and it was only $25. I'm like, that's doable. that's a much better price than, you know, 250 bucks or whatever. So paid like 25 for that. And then at the same time, when I bought that one, I also bought this one. So this is Kings of Convenience, Riot on an Empty Street. And this one's also really, really good. My favorite song on here, probably Misread, very chill. And also Cayman Islands is really cool too. And I'd Rather Dance With You, that's a cool song too. Just all their stuff is really, really good. Kings of Convenience, highly recommend you check them out. Like I said, especially if you love Iron and Wine and all that good stuff. These guys are cool. All right, so we're down to the last two records here. Very exciting. Kung Fury. Now, if you have not watched Kung Fury on YouTube, it is the funniest and also the cheesiest 80s nostalgic throwback short film that was made, I believe, in 2015, maybe 2016, not sure. It was made a couple years back, but it is just, it's so great. It is a tribute to everything from the 80s. So when I knew that the filmmakers were going to be coming out with the soundtrack to the movie, or to the short film, on vinyl, and it was going to be on red vinyl and everything, I just knew, oh man, I got to pick this up. And I even bought the poster along with this. So Kung Fury, it's got the Lamborghini right here. I mean, just incredible music. Very synthwave feel to it. It's just really, really good stuff. So if you love 80s stuff, if you love stuff that's kind of 80s and a little cheesy, but also really cool, if you love synthesizers, definitely, if you can find this one, definitely pick it up. I know that they've repressed this and they did like a different artwork, like with a different cover on here and everything. That one I'm sure is really cool, but I got the original one and I'm so happy that I did, because I think this one's kind of becoming hard to find now. So yeah, I always have this one kind of in the background of my videos. When I build the record wall again, I'm definitely gonna have this one in the background there, kind of just as a tribute to it, because I think, look at that artwork. It's just so beautiful, right? All right, so moment of truth here. We're down to the very last record. So it is Carl Sagan, A Glorious Dawn, pressed by Third Man Records. Now, I'll show you the record because it's really cool. It's on a gold, pretty much a transparent gold vinyl color. And on this side, it contains only one song, A Glorious Dawn by Carl Sagan. And I'll explain a little bit about that song and its significance, but it's only one song on this entire side. And then on the other side, it's some markings and inscriptions as a kind of callback or a throwback to the Voyager missions from the 1970s, when NASA launched these golden records into space. Just in case aliens ever came across these probes, these Voyager probes, they would know that human beings exist, that life, intelligent life would exist on another planet. So basically, Third Man Records, and Jack White in particular, I believe that the anniversary of Third Man Records was coming up, and so he wanted to do something really special for his company. So he wanted to be the first guy, the first group who successfully played a record in space. And they actually accomplished it, which is really, really cool. So him and his team at Third Man Records, including his employee Kevin and a lot of other super talented people at Third Man Records and another company called SADENS, which stands for Students and Teachers in Near Space, they basically, all these smart people got together and they found a way to hook a weather balloon to a specially designed turntable, and they played a gold-plated record at, I think, 94,000 feet in elevation. I'm not sure what that is in meters or kilometers, but they accomplished the feat, and it's just an incredible thing that they did. So they technically played the record in near space. So this was the record, the vinyl record equivalent that they pressed to kind of commemorate that event, that they were the first to play a record way the heck up there. And I was really, really happy when I got this from Ray Janos, who worked on that project at SADENS. So Ray, if you're watching, thank you so much for sending this my way. Really cool record. And the song itself is basically a remixed version of Carl Sagan's TV show Cosmos, where they kind of remixed certain parts of what he was saying and they added auto-tune. And it's a really cool song about space and mankind and his future and just space exploration and what's going to happen in the future and the human spirit and mankind's search for meaning and purpose in the universe. Just a lot of really cool stuff, really big concepts. So I'm a big fan of science. I love science. So this record is really, really special to me. So that's why I had to protect it in this little crate while I was traveling. So if you see this one, even on eBay, even if it's a little bit higher priced, definitely pick it up because it's a very kind of sentimental record. It has a good story behind it. So those are all the records that I protected during my drive from Arizona to Texas, and they're all totally fine. None of them are warped. None of them got, you know, broken or damaged in any way. And the other ones didn't either, but I just wanted to really protect these because I love them so much. So sorry this video is probably really, really long, and sorry I rambled a lot, but I just wanted to kind of keep it real with you guys in this video and just tell you that I'm doing great over here in Austin, Texas. It's beautiful, and I'm getting the studio all set up. So new videos, regular videos will be coming out very shortly. So in the meantime, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell notification so whenever I come out with a new video, you'll be notified. That would be awesome. And as usual, guys, have a fantastic day and keep spinning that vinyl.